It's funny. Right before I hit play, big rush of wind just came through, and I don't know. It was weird. I was sort of debating, going back and forth, and kind of decided, yeah, I need to just post a follow up about one of the videos, and then I was in the process of talking myself out of doing that, and there's this big rush of wind that came. So, um, yeah, thanks for the little bit of encouragement. Like, yeah, it's probably where you need to go real quick. So yeah, I'll try to keep this relatively short. Um, I'm definitely realizing these are long videos, so anybody who's sticking around to the end, thank you. I'm probably a bit of a weirdo when it comes to videos. I like these longer format conversations, but I do know that most of the time when I'm sitting down and listening to somebody else talk for 10, 15, 20 minutes, they've at least done me the service of putting some graphics up there or something like that. So I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll up my game and make these a little more exciting for people rather than just looking at my mug, looking up, looking down, looking sideways, cringing. I know I do all that, so I'm just giving you me. But yeah, at the end of the first week, I have a YouTube channel now. It's weird. There's a lot of information there, and kind of you can see who's watching what and what seems to be resonating and how long are they watching, and it's interesting. I encourage anybody who's ever thought about doing something like this, just jump right in. It, it gets easier pretty quickly. But yeah, the data that I was able just to see from the last week, it's pretty clear. This video I did about my testimony in regards to my personal alcohol addiction, and a little bit of my perspective now that I'm on the other side of that addiction. It seems to be the video that most people watched, and resonated with a lot of people, and I've had some comments just personally back to me about that being helpful. So I did go back and watch it a couple times, and there's so many points where I was missing things that I probably should have said. So yeah, just a little bit of a supplement here, just a couple of things that I think I should add. I'm not totally clean. I still have a lot of things in my life that other people would look at as like, oh, that's your new addiction, that's your new thing. Some of those are very socially acceptable things, like sugar. Completely addicted to sugar. Caffeine, absolutely addicted to caffeine as well. Kicked that one a couple of times just to see if I had the ability to do it. And, I've been able to quit drinking coffee and that sort of thing for an extended period of time. But yeah, I'm back on it now. Nicotine is something for me as well. Same thing there. There's been plenty of times where I've decided that's got to get out of my life, and I've been able to put it out of my life, and then sort of let it back in. I believe with all of those things, there's taking it too far, and there's also another side of it where you don't have to necessarily teetotal when it comes to that and get that completely out of your life. Yeah, all those things you got to be careful with. Marijuana, THC, that's definitely played a part in my life as well. For some people, that's maybe in their mind so much worse than alcohol. Other people who have personal experience, either with friends, family members, addicts that they're close to, may have seen people struggle with both alcohol and marijuana. Other people have seen, maybe where an individual really abuses alcohol, but they they don't abuse marijuana in the same way. So if you're getting any impression from my videos that I've now entered this complete sobriety, and I don't have anything that I use in my life to alter my mind or alter my body, or anything that's got a bit of an addictive hold on me. Those things are all still there, and some of those things I'm getting better with. Other things, I'm struggling with them. It's interesting. Probably the biggest thing that I've told myself that I was going to do something about, that I fight, is sugar. There is something about this chemical response that we have to sweet things. It's a real rough one to kick. So yeah, that's something that I feel like I need to continue to improve on. Um, yeah, just a couple of things that I missed in the video, just about alcohol. For me, I think I mentioned that the physical side was easier for me than what I expected. I think in hindsight, looking back at what I did and how I did it, I don't know how dangerous it was exactly. I'm not a medical professional, but if you have any kind of consumption level near what I was consuming, which was some days a full bottle of whiskey, some days 2 bottles of wine. Yeah, when you go to the store on your way home from work and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get some wine for tonight, and you get to this place where you realize 1 bottle is not enough for you, that you've got to get at least 2 bottles, because you'll be upset if you run out of that first bottle and didn't pick up the second. That's sort of the place I was at. And yeah, when I was keeping whiskey in the house, and an okay day was maybe a half a bottle of whiskey. Plenty of days where I would drink a fifth of whiskey and have to buy another fifth the next day, and the next day, and the next day. I don't think it's a good idea if you have a problem like I did. I don't think it's a good idea to just think, oh, I'm gonna stop doing this, and today's gonna be the day I quit drinking. I think it is important to be a little conscientious of the health effects of that. So I wanted to say that, just because I thought it was important. I also talk a lot about forgiveness at the end of the video and what that's meant for me. And whenever I watched it back, I talk a lot about forgiving myself and forgiving the people that hurt me. And I don't want to, if you didn't get to the end of the video, I talk a lot about asking forgiveness from others toward the end. But if you didn't get to the end of the video, it may have been off-putting when I was talking about just how important it is to forgive versus ask for forgiveness. But that is certainly a key element of that forgiveness, is actually doing the hard work and asking for forgiveness where that's necessary. And the reason I phrased it the way I did and presented it is just because the asking for forgiveness was so much harder for me than this internal work. And then once I did the forgiveness of others and forgiveness of myself, it made that that final part of asking for forgiveness a lot easier. A lot easier, relatively speaking. That process is nowhere near complete, and yeah, I still look for the courage to do more of that. So yeah, I think those were the big things that I wanted to mention, and yeah, I hope it is helping. The view count at least shows me that it's something that people are engaged with. So if this video helps any more, that's good. It raises more questions, and there's more clarity that I need to provide on some of the things I say in this video. I'm sure that's going to happen. The list of things that I feel and I need to speak about now, the more that I've sort of laid some of this groundwork and put that out there, now it's sort of getting to this next step for me, which is maybe talking about some of these things that are a little more strange that I believe and why I believe them, and some of the personal experiences that I've had along the way. There's been some time on this side of those unconscious years and those blackout years and those dumbed down years that I was spending so many days in that mindset, that getting on this side, there's been plenty of just good old average days, but there's been some days on this side where things do get weird. Things do get a little mystical from time to time, a little magical, and I was part of those tendencies to drink and put things down inside of me. Part of it is this side of me where it's really hard to admit to other people that you believe the world operates in a supernatural kind of way, in a mystical kind of way, and it's not just because you want to believe. It's because of things you see and things you experience when you open up to those things. I think I've talked a little bit about discernment in the past too. I think it's really careful. You got to be really careful when you get into these areas. There's dark forces at play, and they are looking for opportunities to play with people that aren't really ready for those battles. And yeah, I've crossed paths with some dark spirits in people, but also just floating around out here that like to throw trouble your way. So again, courage. I'll get to some of those things. Yeah, that might make some people run away. Might get the view count up too. Who knows? I don't really know what's gonna play well out there. But yeah, hopefully that little bit of clarification on some of the things from that video on my alcohol testimony. Hopefully that helps. And if there's anything else, just a personal question you want to ask, if you're thinking about kicking it and taking that leap, and you want to ask a couple questions, please do. If you're in the process of kicking it, you're X number of days in, and you're having a struggle day, and you're not part of a program, you don't have a sponsor or a buddy, and you want to reach out to somebody that's been there, I've been there, so happy to do that for you, or for anybody you think I could help. If there's any way I can do that, I'm happy to try. Or send them a link to the video. I guess that's one of the reasons this is out here. So anyway, thanks again for letting me share. Gonna go cook some dinner and get ready for my work week. So good luck out there in your week, and share the love. Bye for now.